We get some fresh air. Is there a Tim Hortons nearby? Something like that? No? Yeah? Are we okay? I want to just finish up a little bit on the pillars. I didn't quite get through everything. I'm going to do one more rebounding drill that I want to show just to start off this afternoon session, the second session. So we've got a couple new volunteers over here as well. So if you two guys want to come over here, and I'll take the ball. Defense, and you good? Okay, and then I need you two guys, you go on offense on this side on the three-point line. Yep, come on over here. Okay, and let me think about this. Defense. Really?
I'm just waiting.
Any bigs? Do we have a big?
Yeah.
Okay. Bigs?
Well, big from the bicep, Léon Pierre.
Big on the bicep, is that what you said?
Big from the bicep. Where's Léon Pierre? Where's my man, Léon Pierre? Where is he? You.
He found the...
Yeah,
If you want, coach, that would be great. And just go by the J. And we need one more. Yep, come on out. Yeah, so you guys are going to be matched up. Offense, defense, doesn't really matter. And you're going to be matched up offense, defense here. You're going to be on defense. Okay, so the other thing that happens with defensive rebounding is that, sometimes we would call him the monster. You've got that one guy who's just the rebounding problem, right? Does anyone know Jeremy? Does anyone know Jeremy from, how old is he, coach? 14? 13 right now? I imagine he's a rebounding problem and at the level he's playing at. So sometimes, not you personally, sometimes the player in this position might need some help if he's got a rebounding monster, right? So what we would try to do is encourage what we call sandwich rebounding. So you're obviously going to do everything you can to block him out, find him, freeze him, hip him, all that good stuff, right? And then we need to find some help for him if there's someone that is not crashing, right? So the drill we're going to do here is, and you can start this 100 ways, whatever. All I'm going to do is I'm going to pass it. Yep, inner gaps. Come on, in your gap a little bit more. Yep. So I'm going to pass it here. Just walk through, slow. Good. You're going to swing it to the corner. Good. Gap, good. Swing it back around. Good. And it's coming back to me. And I'm going to throw it up off the backboard, okay? What's going to happen is, in a game, this guy's a lot of times what we call a get-back guy. He's kind of in charge of transition defense. So you're not going to crash, okay? You're going to take a look and see that he's not crashing and think, what can I do next? Wait a second, we got this guy. He's got 8 offensive rebounds already in this game. So you're going to come and box him out for me, coach? Yeah, like you're going to the rim, and you're going to try to sandwich him so that you take away his ability to move and his ability to jump.
From behind.
Yeah, I mean, it's really, it would be, you're probably going to what we call hunt middle a little bit, good, box out, and you're going to come down, and you want to try to do it so that you're either here or here. But really, it's about taking away space from this guy and making it hard for him to jump and to use his length and athleticism. You're still going to crash, and you're one-on-one. Okay, so you got to box him out. Okay, can we go with 80% on this?
I don't know about that.
I know you just came in from the back row, so 70, 60? You want to go on offense? You want to be the monster? Okay. But this is just for providing help when you've got a real rebounding problem. And so we're going to drill it, no steals. Here we go. Good. Pursue it. Okay, so we just did the drill right before the break. I know, I was standing right there. You didn't want to run me over. Thank you, Ishmael. But always end it with the physical rebound. You've done the right thing. You got to make sure he doesn't get a clear run like that. but whether the offense gets it or the defense gets it, finish it with the rebound. Okay? All right. Take a drill, make it a little bit better. This time, instead of swinging it to Ishmael in the corner, you're going to DHO it, and you two guys are going to switch. Okay? DHO, switch. You're coming here. You're going to pass the ball back to me. I'm going off the glass again. Now you're getting back, and you're crashing. You're doing, but you all have the same responsibilities. But the whole point is like, how do we do rebounding where it's not just rebounding? Right? You don't want it to be just rebounding, because in the game it's not just rebounding. In the game it's guarding pick and roll and closing out and base going and cracking back and then going and getting a rebound. So try to work some of that stuff into a rebounding drill at the start, okay? We good? You good with the DHO? Ready? Eagles? Eagles? Good. 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 Good talk. Good. Good. Dead. Good. Awesome. Awesome. You get your. How was your sandwich? How was your sandwich? It was good? Did you feel him hit you in the back? Awesome. So now the Monster's got 0 on 2 possessions. He's got 0 offensive rebounds, which is good. Okay. Now we're going to change it up. Come here, Ishmael. What's your name?
Tristan.
Tristan. Okay. Okay. This time you're going to be the get-back guy, and you're going to be the crash guy. Okay, but you're going to be at the top, and you're going to be in the corner, but you're getting back and you're crashing. Okay, make sense? Okay.
It's gonna work.
So now one of those guys is crashing, and one of those guys is getting back. But depending on how close you were, you don't know who that is yet. I'm just kidding. So now we're just going to do this, no DHO, just swing it back around to me, and then execute your route as you're supposed to. If he's a get-back guy, you're going to sandwich. If he's a get-back guy, sight check, you're going to do the sandwich. Okay, one of them is crashing, one of them is not.
All right.
All right? And the most important thing is sight checking, determining that, and then getting to the next thing, whatever it is, okay? We're going to swing it around first. Here we go. Good, good, good. How was the sandwich, Coach? It was okay? It was okay? Did you get him in the back a little bit, or, right? So we take a quick look, and then we got to get in. Sorry, Coach. If you're in practice and someone hasn't fallen down during your rebounding drill segment, they're probably not playing hard enough, or they're not practicing hard enough. So it's okay that someone falls down. Okay. Huh?
I didn't even touch him.
I'm not saying that. I'm not pointing fingers at all. I just like that. Okay, we're gonna do, I'm gonna tell them a route, okay? Same thing. Okay? Same thing. Good? Okay, we're gonna do it the same way to start, okay? Same way to start. Here we go. Wait a second. They got the offensive rebound. He crashed.
Oh, he waited for a second.
Okay. All right. I didn't see that, but I saw that he crashed.
But he waited for a second.
And you were in on the sandwich. Were you in on the sandwich? No, you didn't get in? Did you get in on the weak side?
But he crashed late.
No? Okay. Let's try it one more time.
Crashed late.
He crashed late. Sneaky.
Yeah, he is.
Sneaky. Get back. Crash. Okay. In practice, you would want to not do it this slow, obviously, but I would be over here, and I would, we'd work out some hand signals or something like that so that we could do it quickly. You got 12 guys, we would just keep rotating them in and whatever. Okay. When you get the ball, swing it back around to me, okay? Here we go. Swing it back around to me. Pursue it. Good. I'm admiring watching my scoop shot too much and not watching the rebounders enough. All right. That's good. Thank you, coaches. Thank you. You guys can go have a seat and take a load off for a second. But stay ready. Thank you. Thank you. So I kind of alluded to this earlier, but like when you just say we're doing a rebounding drill, it's easy to rebound well and effectively, but trying to move the pieces around a little bit. And we would do all kinds of things, 4-on-4, base go, throw it back, swing it around, coach shoots it. Now, you get off the players start to cheat towards the body of the guy that's crashing if you're just like stationary rebounding. So just trying to move them around and get them into different spots so that they can kind of have to think their way through how they're going to rebound, how they're going to get a forearm to the body, and how they're going to pursue the basketball. So that's kind of closing chapter on defensive pillars. A couple more things I'll say about it. For us, and we had the manpower and the video to do this, but we charted these all the time, every game, basically. I would have 3 players, and I would go back and I would chart ball pressure, eagle, shot contest, and crack and pursue for Kyle, Boucher, and Gary Trent. And I go through the whole game as part of my post-game film responsibilities to come up with their report card, those 4 things. And I would send it to one coach, and he would put it on a spreadsheet. And we'd walk into practice the next day, and they don't have them here, but you got the stanchion below, the back stanchion. It's on some gyms have over here. And we would tape the sheet on the stanchion, the report card basically. Every guy on the roster, tape them on that stanchion down there below that rim. Every guy on the roster would be able to go, and we did it with the Raptors, we did it with Canada basketball last year, and invariably, before practice, guys kind of wander over, take a look at their scores, kind of see where I was at from yesterday. And the first time Coach Nurse had us do that report card and sheet, I was like, these guys aren't going to look at it. And sure enough, and then we did it for a Canada basketball team. 12 different guys. Wander over. Yeah, okay, 8 out of 9, not bad, okay. And then we'd put them on our video. When we do video post-game, we'd put up, first thing we'd show is just a frame. Everyone's tag and pursue, crack and pursues. Everyone's eagles for the day. And we were in a very good position in that Kyle and Fred were awesome at it, and they were like our 2 leaders, 2 really important players to our team, but also to our culture. And there was not many games where those guys weren't 90% on their eagles, which is a pretty good accomplishment considering how fast the NBA game moves. And they were right there on shot contests and doing verticals at the rim and all that type of stuff. So, and then you would see where the deficiencies were, right? You would see who's not really making contact with their player when a shot goes up on a rebound, Chris Boucher, really low, near the bottom of the list usually, unfortunately. But being, just like your own children, they want to look at their report card, and that's what the report card was. It was that instant feedback, and coach would say to them, if you disagree with any of that, we'll tell you your coach, and you can go back and you can go through all your shot contests from last night's game or yesterday's practice or whatever it is. And it didn't come to that too often, but there was a couple times where it did. But being able to provide that for them on where they did well. And sometimes, a guy goes up to shoot, coach, go up to shoot for me. No, don't shoot it. You don't have to shoot it. Just stand up for me like you're going to shoot. And, that's an 0 for 1 on a shot contest. That's not, but I was, no, you're not. That's not, that's pretending like you're trying to contest a shot, not contesting a shot. My favorite was that Boucher a lot, he would get back to his eagle and it would be like this. But because his arms are so long, it kind of looks better than it actually is. But I was like, no, that's not good enough. That is good enough. That one is actually really clear. And I would say eagle was for when you were off the ball. When you're on the ball, I don't care about your eagle. I care about your ball pressure, right? Sometimes guys got a little bit confused on that. But we charted stuff so that we could give them feedback. And we had tools to do it. You might not be able to chart that stuff, but you might be able to chart some stuff that happens in a game or you might have a staff member that can help you, assistant or something like that, or a trainer, whatever your situation is. But I would encourage you to explore doing that, just because, first of all, it gives the player great feedback, but also it reiterates to them what you're all about as a coach. We're all about ball pressure, and we're charting it every single game. We're all about contesting shots, and we're charting it every single game. Jordy kind of added a couple secondary pillars as time went by. You know, the two big ones on the defensive side of the ball were communication equals trust. And these aren't ones that you can chart necessarily. They're more like themes, pillars, but things that were like we would talk about. He would quiz them on a lot in practices and in video sessions and stuff like that. So communication equals trust. And I encourage them to say eagle a lot today. I would be doing that, game 78. I'd be up behind the bench yelling eagle, eagle, eagle. Because in the game, it happens where guys forget, or they're not in position, or so-and-so looks like they're going to drive. And you just want, you want that stop sign up, right? So it's just something that the communication side can really help with. And then also, and I talked to one or two coaches about this during the break, was just multiple efforts. And we talked a lot about two really simple words: keep playing. Keep playing is like, it's a good mantra, It's really important to forget about what just happened. I did a little bit of work in the spring. They asked me to go to the Canada's men's 3x3 training camp and talent identification camp. And I didn't have any 3x3 experience, but I'm always open to learning about basketball. And the biggest thing that I took away from that is that there's no time for your reactions to anything, which I really, really liked, because I get sick of, the running back, the celebrating the three, the complaining about the missed call, the I'm in my own head because I just missed a three or a layup or whatever, and meanwhile they're driving the ball. There's none of that there's no time for any of that in 3x3, because as soon as the ball goes through the hoop, the next possession has started. And so that was one of the really interesting things. And so like the whole keep playing mantra really resonated with me there, even more so than in 5-on-5, because of how quickly you have to move on to the next thing. And to the point where, who was talking about just letting them score? Just letting them score? Is that what you said earlier? Just let them finish it, right? In 3x3, that's actually a strategy that's imposed sometimes, because it's 2s versus 1s as opposed to 3s versus 2s, which means your ratio is that much better in 3x3. So Alex Johnson, who's a great basketball player, and he's at NC State and really great guard, he's got a lot of 3x3 experience. If a guy had him beat right here, he would start peeling out right over there, because he's 5'8", 5'11", whatever he is, and he can knock down a three. He'd be right here. The guy's going in to lay it up. I don't even know if it's going in, and he's already on a dead sprint here. And the ball goes in, and one of the other two players on the team grabs it out of the mesh, fires it to him for a wide open three. Different game, I know, but like the whole keep playing mentality really is important at all levels of basketball. But seeing it in that environment was unbelievable.
Most of my players had to do this, but
yeah, oh yeah.
one of my guards, I'm like, let it.
Yeah. There are times where you're like, you got to let it go. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Especially with foul foul trouble. If your best player has, 2 or 3 or whatever, you gotta just let it go. I don't know, some of you might have seen, and I was talking to someone about volleyball at the break, and how I like to take stuff from other sports. Some of you might have seen, there's a social media video that it's Roger Federer giving a speech. I don't know if some of you have seen this, but it's like, he won something like 90% of the matches in his career, some ridiculous number, right? And he's giving the speech and he said, in those matches, I won 56% of the points. In all my wins in my entire career, I only ever won 56% of the points. And let's not start an argument here, but one of the greatest of all times. And he said, when I learned how few points I actually win, because you feel like the greatest player in the world should win like 70, 80% of the time, right? But he's like, when I learned how few points I actually win, that helped me accept moving forward and moving on to the next thing and totally forgetting about what just happened. There's going to be a time to talk about what happened in basketball, in a timeout, halftime, if you do film sessions, practice the next day, whatever it is. There's going to be time to talk about what just happened, but the bigger focus is on what's going to happen next, or what's happening right now in some cases. So I just thought that one kind of stuck with me, and keep playing. It kind of goes along with that theme, which we've kind of added to our like defensive pillars. I had a little thing about, Canada Basketball asked me to talk a little bit about some of the player things we do and the junior academy things we do, and just some kind of higher level things that we look at. And one of the things they wanted me to bring up is just kind of how do different players, what are their main scoring actions based on position? So just a real quick one, like point guards score, like this is like FIBA wide kind of. Point guards score 50% in pick and rolls. 50% of their offense is pick and rolls, which seems high, but makes sense a little bit. They're really low in spot ups. It was like 12% in spot ups, which a lot of times, sometimes your point guard's your best shooter, right? So finding ways to get your point guard off the ball and making shots and stuff like that. And then he also ends up in a lot of isolation situations, a lot of late shot clock stuff. Shooting guards and small forwards tend to be very similar. A lot of spot ups, some ISOs, some pick and rolls, a lot of transition. They get the throw aheads, and I'm going to talk about transition here in a little bit. Power forwards, number one scoring action is spot ups now, which, if you told a power forward 15 years ago that was going to be the case, I don't think they would have believed you, right? And post ups is maybe 5th on their list, like for power forwards. This is kind of FIBA wide, and just like some things to think about. And then centers, number one scoring action is cuts. I would have thought pick and rolls as the roller, but I guess there's not enough guards that can hit the roller. But it's more about their scoring off of penetration, other people's penetration, right? If I drive in here and he's at the J, we call it the dunker, and he's got to relocate when I make my drive so that I can find it to him, because help's coming and it's coming off of him. So that's how they're getting, like that's a trend that's kind of gone this way. And then post-ups, still a high percentage, but probably like 3rd, I think, amongst their amongst the way that they score. So just a little bit of food for thought. I think in terms of the roles that we look for on our teams and team composition, obviously lead pick and roll, lead point guard and third point guard are like 2 roles that you probably are going to have on your team, and then some sort of combo or secondary guy, whatever. You need, the old saying, you can never have too much shooting, but you want to have 5, 6, 7 guys you feel very confident are perimeter shooters. You need an energy guy. You need a legit post player. It doesn't have to be a big. Sometimes your legit post player is DeMar DeRozan, and you take advantage of those matchups. You find ways to do it. What were some of the other ones here? Obviously a great rolling, vertical spacing threat, roller, lob catcher. Could be development player, you know, like we included Zach Eady on our senior team the last 2 summers leading into this summer because he will, at some point, he is going to be the best center that this country has actively. Not saying all time, but just like he will be in position to be the starting center for our national team at some point. And we saw that coming, you know, 3-4 years ago, and we thought we won him around. And even though he was a guy that maybe wasn't ready for senior team level, you know, with Nick, we put in a 1-3-1 defense just so that we could keep him in the fold, just so that we could. He's not going to get picked on in pick and rolls. Like we found ways around that and stuff like that. So having a development player in the mix is always like really, really important. And then, yeah, rim protector, and then as many athletes as you can get. So in terms of our junior academy, I'll just talk about it a little bit. Not so much the logistics, but just kind of thematically what we like to do with it. First thing is a ton of testing is done. And, you know, we test the kids first time we get the chance to have them in our, in our midst. So we're talking, I don't know what the numbers are, 45 to 60 of the best grade 7 and 8s. And we bring them together once every 4 to 6 weeks throughout the winter. And we test them extensively at the start and extensively at the end to see the progress. And then there's some testing in the middle kind of along the way. And then we test them when they come to U16. And then we test them when they come to U18. And then we take their scores from the combine when they go to the NBA draft. And you can really see the progression in 3/4 court sprint, you know, pro lane agility drills, you know, all that type of stuff that's like really, you know, our medical staff does a good job of testing. It's important to see the progression because it tells you a lot about what the player is. And when it comes to like identifying players to like boost up to the next level, you want to see guys that are improving their max push-ups from when we see them in October to when they kind of go their own way in April or May. Hopefully they can do a lot more push-ups than they did at the start. Hopefully they can throw a medicine ball a lot further than they could 6 months ago. You know, little things like that tell you a lot about the athlete and the direction they're headed. At our practices, there's a couple things that we do all the time. We call them our vitamins. So the kids know, like they learn after a little bit, like, all right, vitamin stations. So we've got a gym with 6 or 8 hoops, whatever it is, and you're gonna do your form shooting station, ball handling station, defensive slide station, 4-on-0 offense, or drive, kick, swing offense, or relocation offense, that type of thing, dummy offense, but no sets, just like more offensive concepts, and I'm going to talk about those tomorrow. And then we always do transition offense. We always do offensive development in terms of like a little bit of sets, but more just like team concepts, driving, kicking, relocating, DHOing, how to do it. And then we always have like one, not always, as the year goes on, we always have one overriding theme. All right, so this weekend, we are talking about pick and roll reads. And we're gonna do, everyone's gonna get to do a station on pick and roll reads this weekend, probably twice this weekend, maybe 3 times this weekend. And then next time, we're gonna do DHOs. And everyone's get a chance to do DHOs. And then next weekend, we're gonna do pin downs. And then, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So we always have a theme that we give the kids like a chance to really like lock in on some advanced reads within those scenarios. And I think the big thing that I wanted to make sure I said as well is that we do it globally. And what I mean by that is that everybody plays every spot on the floor. This year at our junior academy, there was no legitimate bigs. None of the top 60 players in the province are bigs at that age group right now. So we just took all the guards. and we said, you know what? You're going to have to be in the dunker and set pick and roll sometimes. And we're going to have to run, and I'm going to do some of our early offensive sets tomorrow, but you're going to have to run our flash to the elbow and DHO offense as the smallest kid in the gym, you know? You've got this little kid that's like this high, and he's like flashing here and like learning how to like, you know, take the ball to the corner and hand off and roll, catch the ball in a roll and finish on a layup. And then we had Jeremy coming off DHOs, 7'3", 7'3", and he's in the corner, and there's a 5'2" guy coming at him, handing him off the ball. He's catching the ball here, putting it down, and going in to finish. That's not the focus, but we give everyone the opportunity to do everything. And for the guards, it really helps in terms of like how they run the offense. Like then they kind of learn the spots when they're like the point guards. They learn all the spots a little bit better and the timing that has to happen. And then for someone like that, a big who needs, as much as he needs a drop step, he needs coordination and just like movement and agility and all that type of stuff. Coming off a DHO, figuring out how to like push off and gather and sweep and put it down. So we give everyone the chance to do everything. And I think that's something like, I know you guys, like a lot of people have had teams where there's no legit center, probably. At some point in your coaching career, or at some point you will. You don't really have any bigs. Or all of a sudden you have like too many bigs, or you need a big to play the perimeter that's never really been out there. And so I know you guys are, you know, maybe you're limited in practice time, but giving kids the opportunity to kind of like experience all parts of the floor is helpful in their development individually. So I think that's important. And then at Junior Academy, we play a little bit. We tend to do a lot more 3-on-3, 3-on-4, 3-on-2 transition. I'm going to get some transition, and very limited 5-on-5. We really just don't. We do it a bit as almost as a treat to the kids. It's like their highlight, but they're there to get better as athletes and to train with all the Canada basketball stuff that we do. They learn the offense that we run at the Olympics as grade 7 and grade 8s, which I think is kind of neat, because then when they go to the under 16 tryouts, they're a little bit more ready for the under 16 tryouts, because the under 16 team is running the same offense we run at the Olympics, and the under 18 team is running the same offense we run at the Olympics. So, so I think, like, you know, it gives for us, it gives the kids a little bit of a leg up to kind of learn some of that stuff ahead or early. All right, let's get to basketball. Yeah? Ooh. I want to talk about transition offense. But before I do that, just because I was talking just a little bit about some of the things we do a lot of 1v1 stations. And I know, like, we've all had kids stick around after practice and play ones, you know, like that's but I like doing it in practice. And in 2022, I was appointed to the 1v1 committee on the Toronto Raptors coaching staff. We didn't have any isolation scores, and coach was extremely worried. This was after losing Kawhi, and Kyle's a great player, Fred's a great player. Pascal was kind of coming along. We had Norm, he was okay, but not really great isolation scores. And he was like, we need guys that can bail us out at the end of the shot clock and at the end of the quarter and at some point at the end of the game, right? So, me and one or two other coaches came up with like 1,000,001 ways to run a one-on-one tournament. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about playing some one-on-one in practice, trying to find ways to make it fun, but also touch on the things that you guys think are important. So let's get, you're going to hold off for 1 second here. All right. I know you're ready. So let's, I want to get one defender here, one offensive player here, and I want to get two that are out on the baseline. And then down here, I want one offensive player on the wing, one defensive player at the nail, and two that are off on the baseline. And here, you can take this ball. You guys ready to go? All right. So this is how we like to start our one-on-one tournament, is I always like to start it with the coach with the ball, because I think it just adds to the seriousness of what's going on or whatever. All right? And I'd like you to be in your eagle to start. Pretend like you're like I've got the ball over here, you're guarding him, right? So from here, I would go one dribble, you're hanging in, time a pass, close out, and we're playing. Now, a lot of different ways to do it from here, right? I always like to do it based on time. 5 seconds, 6 seconds, 7 seconds, something like that. I hate 2 dribble max, 3 dribble max. I just think there's never a time in a game when you have a maximum number of dribbles, so why would you like try to recreate it here when a lot of guys can really shake a guy off of 4 dribbles and get to a wide open, you know, like, I don't know. I don't. So on the catch, you're playing ones, and I'm gonna count 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, you ready to go? Okay, good. And then coach, you wanna come down here for me? I'll take the ball. You're gonna be the passer. Do what you do. Just be right here, or just like lane line. One dribble, you're hanging in, he's gonna pass it, you close out, and you're playing, and you're gonna count down from 7. Okay, we're going live. Are you good to go? You good to go? You guys good? Yeah? All right, here we go. At the same time, so whenever you wanna start, coach, you can start. Ready? 7, 6, 5, 4, good. Okay, so, good. Stop. Was there a score or a stop down there? Score? Okay. So, the player that scored, go right back. You get another possession. The player that got scored on, come on down to this end. What happened here? Scored, right? Stay on offense. You're going down to that end. New defender in at the nail. Who wants to go next on defense? Okay, so this kind of goes back to the whole global thing as well, where we're not sending our 5 bigs down there to play one-on-one in the post and our 7 wings over here to play one-on-one on the perimeter. You're gonna have to guard people in the game, and they're not always gonna be the best matchup for you. Figure it out, right? This is all about like figuring it out. Same thing, coach, on you. Pardon me? Play it to the rebound. Play it to the rebound. Play to rebound, yeah. If you get an offensive rebound, put it back up. Ready? Eagle, here we go. 7 seconds. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Good. You don't get a fresh clock on the offensive rebound. You're going down here, next defender up. Good. Good, okay, we gotta stop. Okay, we gotta stop down here. Pass back to the coach, you're on offense, same end. You missed your shot, so you're coming down here, okay? So there are times we did this with as many as 4, maybe even 5 hoops going at the same time. If you got 20 players in the gym, and you just keep on rotating around. And what I tell them to do is keep track of your score. And we run it for 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 8 minutes, whatever it is. And at the end, you ask the gym, all right, who had 4 makes? Guys put up their hands. Who had 5? You get the top 3. You bring them into a little tournament at the end for the gold medal. And then the whole gym stands around and watch, and people start talking. You know, it's like, it adds a little bit of like a good presence to practice. A couple other little things. One I want to make sure I say. So I said we could play to the offensive rebound, which I like better. And I had always done until I coached Danny Green. And the first time I worked with Danny Green on the court, I thought he wasn't trying on offense. And then I realized he just has very little ability when he's dribbling a basketball to do anything athletically. And he can shoot it great, and guard a little. Nice guy, you know, that type of stuff. But in the one-on-one, he would grab it here, and he would just go like, and try to get his own rebound sometimes, because he knew he couldn't score. So hopefully you don't have a player like that, but we had to change the rules a little bit with Danny involved. We had to get rid of the offensive rebounding one. And then one of my other favorite stories about this is that we were trying to find different ways to do it. And so what we did is we did it from the top. So move here, and you're going to play defense, okay? You can start right there in your eagle, Like if I had the ball here, you'd be like in your eagle. I'm gonna pass it and you're playing. Now the rule here was he's got unlimited dribbles, 7 seconds, but he has to shoot it in what we called the moon, which is, you know, the upper circle, and then on some courts they have the dotted line down here, right? So you would have to do whatever you could in 7 seconds to get a shot off in the moon, okay? You wanna try it? Ready? Here we go. 7, 6, good. That was wide open. You gotta get up and pressure him a little bit more. Hey, he can't drive the basketball. No layups. He has to shoot in here, okay? So you can get up and pressure, all right? Let's try again. Ready? Here we go. 7, 6, all right? Good. Next defender up. Ishmael, hop in there. Start at the nail. A little higher, a little higher. Ready? 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That was awesome. I could not have scripted it any better. That was so good for teaching purposes. Okay, the reason why I love that is that he had to figure something out. And that, you know, in an NBA game or, you know, whatever game, you got to figure something out to get that shot off. We generally don't encourage mid-range shots until the end of the shot clock. At the end of the shot clock, you have to get a shot off, right? So if that's the shot that you get off, it's still better than taking a shot clock violation or turning it over some other way, right? So he had to go through a whole cadence of thought process of how am I going to get, boom, step through, step through, step through, and he got a shot off, not bad, one that you can maybe rebound. He did a great job of pressuring the mess out of the ball, staying up on him and still sliding his feet and containing it, right? And the drill is that he knows that you can't drive past him to the rim. But we did this when we were in Los Angeles when we were doing summer workouts, and there was this one player, Jeff Doughton, who was, he was on a two-way with us, went to Philly, really, really good guard, good player, and he was having so much trouble getting enough space to get a shot off. He would get some, you know, but he felt like every time he got a shot off, it was like so heavily contested because the defense doesn't have to honor the rim, you know? And he was complaining about it. He's like, this is so stupid. Why are we doing this? Literally that afternoon, we go to UCLA to play in one of those pickup games, and he's being guarded by some fourth-year pro, and he gets in a one-on-one ISO situation, and he gets to right here, and he puts on the brakes and elevates over him, and the guy almost falls over. Barely stays on his feet, no contest, hits the shot, game winner. They won the game on that, you know, in that little pickup run. It was so easy for him to create the space he needed to create in that scenario after having done it in this scenario. You know what I mean? Like it's so hard to create space when you know that's all you can get to, and the defense knows that's all you can get to. But then once you go back out to the real world, the real basketball world, it was like boom, boom. And he elevated, and he had this much clearance on a guy easily, on an NBA level defender, easily. So that was just like, one of my themes of this talk is like find drills that you like, and then find ways to make them better. You know, like keep, like circle the guys in here before they run back on defense. You know, like start with a base, grow it, make it better, change it, make it a little bit different. And I think one-on-one is really important in practice, incorporating it into, the players love it. It usually, you know, if you make a tournament or make it competitive somehow, do you guys like it? Do you like playing one-on-one in practice? Yes? No? Maybe?
Of course I do.
Yeah, of course, right? So it's fun. And then we would also, you know, in the tournament, one summer Malachi Flynn kept winning because he's so much faster than the guys guarding him. And then we said, all right, now you can start there or here or here. So Malachi would always choose there, but then the bigger guys felt a little more comfortable starting from here, right? And then Malachi's guarding them from here, and it's and you're at the tip of the rim, right? So then it kind of like evened it out a little bit. So we found different ways to like keep doing the same thing, but different ways to do it better or make it more fun or keep it light, keep it different. All right, I'm gonna talk about transition offense next. And this is kind of the meat and potatoes of the afternoon. I always divide transition offense into two kind of scenarios. One of them I call advantage or low numbers. Could be like a 3-on-2 or a 4-on-2 or something. They don't have much back defensively, right? And then I have what I call like high numbers, which is like a 5-on-4 or just a 5-on-5 off the, off a defensive rebound, or so there's different scenarios and different things you want to accomplish. Sometimes you want to accomplish the same thing, but a lot of times you want to make it a little bit different, depending on how many defenders are back. I think one thing that is consistent is in a low number situation, you always want to try to throw ahead safely, if possible. And I talked earlier about how good the FIBA teams are at using the European foul, the transition foul, without getting a technical on them. And so I always try to encourage our guys, like, don't advance it with the dribble if you don't have to, because they're just gonna, that gives them time to figure out how they're gonna foul you. It's always gotta be, the more you can get ahead with the pass, there's less time for them to do it, or then maybe they try to do it when we're about here, and when RJ Barrett's heading downhill, RJ only goes left. When RJ Barrett's headed downhill here, he's already drawing an and one when they try to foul, because we've thrown it ahead and he's one dribble into the paint. So let's just set up a little, Coach, you hop in here. You three on our offense, you two are on defense. I'll take the ball. Thank you. I'll take that. Good. So, Coach, you come back here and be the ball handler for a second. So let's get one in the paint and one just above the paint on defense. Right here. Right here is good. Okay. And Tristan, get a little wider for me. Good. Okay. So if you're kind of further back here, I would say that's definitely like a really safe throw ahead, right? That's a really safe one. You see that the defense is back. You see that he's open. And the other thing that we want to do when there's three or more is you want to get the ball to the middle of the floor as much as possible. So if I'm you in this situation, I can advance it with the dribble, but they're waiting for you, and I'm not in the middle of the floor. Whereas if I can advance it with the pass, and then I can sprint up and catch up to the ball, and then now we've got a legitimate 3-on-2. You know what I mean? Transition offense, there's no two scenarios that are alike, but there's some things that you see that you need to try to incorporate. So as much as possible, we want the ball in the middle of the floor. As much as possible, we want a safe throw ahead. I'll take the ball back. Now, if Ishmael's up at half court, just inside, even closer. Now, yeah, there, perfect, good. Now, I don't have the safe throw ahead, at least not to my initial outlet. And even that one, I could throw a nice high one, but maybe Ishmael goes and tries to make a play on it, or maybe now we don't have the ball in the middle of the floor. So in that scenario, maybe I would probably try to advance it with the dribble. Go ahead, you can take over as ball handler now. Okay, so now advance it up this way, and now you've forced them to either have to come guard you or Ishmael to drop back or whatever, and we still want to get the ball back to the middle of the floor. So by your advanced dribble, probably Ishmael's going to have to come over and open up that pass. So now we swing it back, and we're into our 3-on-2 attack scenario. Really important that whoever is running the wings are running them nice and wide, right? You can cut in at the end, no problem, right? You can cut in at the end, no problem, but you got to start wide. That makes his pass so much easier. If both of us are running wide, and then, if you're a shooter, you can come down to the corner to shoot, but obviously, the best play, the play to get to the rim is to kind of start angling your way in at the 45 a little bit. And then the other option we can have, Ishmael, go up and guard him a little bit here. I'll take the ball. The other option you have here is you don't really like that, maybe you don't like the dribble or whatever. You can tell him, you go wide. Yeah, go wide. And now you bring the ball. Ishmael, you're going to have to stop and come take the ball. And now we're into our same kind of scenario. So, and 3-on-2, 4-on-2, I think when there's 3 or when there's 4 or when there's 5 and they only have like 2 back, you want the ball in the middle of the floor. Like that's like super, super important. It doesn't have to be, but especially at the younger kids' age, I think the plays are simpler. You know, if I'm here, I'll play you for a second. You've got no ball. Start running wide for me. Good job, T. Keep going. Back up a little. Like, I see that so much easier, and I see that so much easier. Now, me and you switch spots. You come back here. Come guard me. Now I see, I don't know, I just see less. Easy, you know, like I just see less in terms of what's to the rim. I see that this is a safe play, whatever, but I don't, when the ball's in the middle of the floor, especially for a young player, it's just so much easier for him to see the pass. The other thing, and I've talked too much about the pass, the other thing that's really important in a 3-on-2, 2-on-1 scenario is that if you've got the ball in the middle of the floor, you're driving to score, okay? If they don't stop you, whatever you got, right? If they don't stop you, you're all the way to the rim. They're probably gonna stop you most times. But let's say, Ishmael, step off for me, and you're off for me. Let's say you're over here. Come on, follow me. Now, let's say we're in a 2-on-1 scenario, okay? Your goal is to drive and lay the ball in. If he does this, Tristan cuts the rim behind, you got a nice easy dump off. If he never really commits to you, you lay it in. But your thought process is, I'm gonna go to score. So I wanna set up that 2v1 scenario in a drill that we used to do a lot. So what I wanna do is, I'll take the ball here. I wanna get one line there behind Ishmael. What's your name? Raphael? Yeah. One line here behind Raphael. And we're gonna have, yeah, you three are gonna be in on defense, all right? You can hop in too, coach, if we want. Okay, so here's how we're starting. Start back up near the V. Good. So, and you start at the top of the 3-point line. Perfect, perfect. Okay, so we just called this 2-on-1 finishing, all right? So whoever's first in line, Tristan, who's first in line here? Ishmael, got it, okay. So I'm gonna pass the ball either way. Good, just go slow for me, guys. Beautiful. Okay, Tristan's gonna attack. You're getting back down the middle. And Tristan's looking to score at the rim. Driving it, driving it, driving it. Ishmael's coming in so that if he gets, exactly, so if he gets taken, you've got a pass, some sort of wraparound pass to get it to Ishmael, and he's got a layup, okay? Good. Defensively, your job, we used to call it cat and mouse a little bit, is you got to put some indecision in his mind. You don't want to just run at him and commit to him, because that opens up a little one behind you. You don't want to take him away, you know, because then he's got the layup. But you want to be here, take a step back, you know, like really try to make him think. He's trying to think what you're going to do, and you got to hide it a little bit. You got to have an act back there. Okay, so are we good to go with some speed here? Yeah? You goodish? We good? Okay. And then next defender will come on. Next two in line will be the offense. And go to a different line, go to a different line, go to a different line. Make sense? All right, here we go. Good, good. Next ball up, next three in. Next defender, good. Go to a different line-ish. Always try to clear out the outside. Yeah. Normally it would be shooter or defender, or shooter stay down at on the defensive side. Okay? Next up, here we go. Let's see it, Raphael. Drive it to score, drive it to score. Good. Defense helps up. Good. Beautiful. Good. Very good job. Very good job. She was here. She forced the pass. Pass wasn't great, and she was able to recover. And by that time, you know, you got some more help coming. All right? Let's get some more pace into this. Here we go. Ready? Here we go. Good, so probably just a little bit too much. Probably just stay at the rim a little bit more, right? Next one up. Who's on defense? Come up a little bit higher for me, Tristan. Start higher. 3-point line. 3-point line. Ready? Here we go. Exactly. Didn't stop him. That, and I've coached a lot of selfish basketball players who think pass, 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 pass in a 2-on-1 situation or a 3-on-2 situation. Drive to score the ball. Drive to score the ball. If that's your intent the whole way, you'll be able to make a reaction to a pass if they come and help you. But if you're coming in and you're kind of like getting your feet set and you're kind of slow and you're thinking about it, that's when they, that's when you get a deflection. That's when they get the ball knocked away. And then it's also, they get more defenders back in the play, trailing it, right? Okay, so now, there's a lot of different ways to do this drill. So what we're gonna do, I'll take the ball. This line, come on up here. Start right at that R. This line, right up here. Okay, and I want the first person to come in. First person, come stand there, you stay there, good. Let's start a little bit higher. Right here, beautiful, okay. Now we're gonna do the same drill, but we're starting here. You can only dribble one time. One dribble, okay? And you got the same responsibilities. Fake, try to get a deflection, try to buy time, okay? Here we go. Nice. Good, good. Next 3 up, next 3 up. So start in there, good T. Start in there, ready? Go. Good. So, you just gotta stay in the middle. You don't have a great situation right now, but anytime you overcommit, it's an easy one for them, and that's what happened there. Overcommit, easy layup. Okay, here we go, next one. Good, good. That's all right, next one up, next one up. Travel. So, probably need you to be a little bit more focused on trying to score first. Maybe you shoot it, maybe you don't, but the defense thinks you're going to, all right? So you always want to be thinking about rim first. Here we go, a couple more. Nice, and one. Good vertical, actually, but I think they probably would call the foul there, but it's not bad. Okay, so quality of shot, doing it back there versus quality of shot doing it in here. I would say probably a lot better in here, and that's like, think about the age group that you're coaching. Right? It's the same drill, but you can start it in here at the start of the season and give them opportunities to work on these finishes and work on the decision making the defense has to make. Okay, now we're gonna back it up to the elbow. Now you get to December or January, and now you got 2 dribbles if you want it. That's okay, my fault. Same 3, we're going live. One there, one there. C'est bon? Let me see. Good. 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 Awesome. Good. Next 3 up from the elbows. From the elbows. Here we go. Ooh. Dead. Sorry, I don't have my whistle out. So I would say I would never encourage my players to shoot that shot in the transition. Okay? It's okay. It's okay. I told you to look to score, and you did, right? But this is a good shot in a lot of parts of the game for you, I'm sure. But when we're 2-on-1 transition, we've got a chance to get to the rim, we got a chance to get free throws, we got a chance to get both. And sometimes you got a chance to make a great play for your teammate, right? Okay, here we go. Good, nice patience, good one. Good, one more, here we go, Ish. Ready? You ready? Here we go. Oh, good defense. Yes, good. Great job of playing 2. Never committed there. A little bit more, think more to score, right? Think more to score, and then he would have to commit to you. All right, let's back it up above the 3-point line now. Above the 3-point line now. Now we get to February, right? You get to February, players have built up a little bit, they're getting better. Not bad. Good pass. Next 3, we'll do one more rep. Here we go. Good pass. Hey, good job playing 2. Good. Very good initial pass. In a 2-on-1 scenario, you forced, 6 passes or something like that? That was really, really good. By that point, there's two guys coming back to help you on clean up some of those rebounds. So driving to score the ball is like the most important thing in transition to start. Throwing ahead safely, you know, obviously if you can get it from the V up ahead. What's your name? Sorry? Eunice. If you can get it from the V safely up to Eunice, we're probably going to the free throw line or getting a layup or something like that. So throwing ahead, the wings running wide. If you've got 3 or more, you want the ball in the middle of the floor. If we're in a 2-on-1 scenario, now you're attacking wide. You don't want, if I'm coming up here and it's me and you versus T, you know, we don't have a lot of space to make our play, right? So it's easier for him to guard 2. It's easier for him to get a deflection. So running wide in those scenarios is huge. And then not much changes in like what I call a high number situation, which is, I talked about 5-on-4. Sorry. You know, I think in the five attacking scenario, the one thing that's really important is you want to have pressure on the rim first with a rim runner, okay? So if I can get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right over here, I'll go here, right down here, and you're going to have the ball. Good. We're on defense. These 3, coach. Do we have one more volunteer to play a little bit of defense? We're not going to go full speed, so there we go. Good. Oh, yeah. What? He got 2 offensive rebounds, and he thinks his day is done. Okay. All right. Okay. Actually, Coach, you can start down here with me, actually. So let's just say you're trailing the play. All right. Good. Now, all 5 are on. Come on up here. You're going to be like kind of trailing a little bit on defense, so you're kind of late getting back. Okay, so we're going to attack wide, and we want to attack in transition, and we want some of the same things to get accomplished, right? We want to run wide, wings run wide. We want to throw ahead safely if the situation presents itself. I think one of the big differences is we want someone to put pressure on the rim. And a lot of times you want that to be your 5, but a lot of times the 5's not the first one down. A lot of times they're the last one down. So I think just kind of whoever the first person is getting down the rim, or getting down and putting pressure on the rim, and then relocating from there. All right? You're defense, he's defense, but he's late. All right? So all we're going to do is start here, a little bit higher, a little bit higher. You're going to run to the corner. You're going to run to the slot. No, let's do it this way. Let's go off the backboard. Whoever gets the rebound brings it. Whoever is the first one runs to the rim and then goes out, okay? Does that make sense? All right, let's just walk through it. We're going 25% speed here, okay? You're running back after the ball has passed you. So once the ball dribbles past you, then we're going to run back, okay? Here we go. Whoever gets it, brings it. Ooh, good rebound. Okay, good. Just 25% speed. Good, 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 good. Bring it. Yep, keep coming, keep coming, keep coming. Freeze, freeze, freeze. Ball back up top. Ball back up top. Good. So 1, 2, 3, 4. You're on offense, right? Yeah, so I think in this scenario, one of our early people would probably want to run down the middle. Or you're late, you can maybe still run down the middle, right? There's just like, in transition, we want to try to get this floor spaced open. Like in these high number situations, we still want space for drives, okay? So the first person down, whoever it was, should probably be looking for this over the top from Eunice, right? Looking for one of these. A lot of times they're not there. And then from there, we can start to space out to the corners, okay? Let's try it again. Let's try it again from back here. Pardon?
Rim runner. Did they have like rim runner? Like if I take the ball and one guy running to like be the rim runner?
Yeah, you want to be the rim runner?
No,
okay, don't get the rebound then.
No. Like if I take the ball, they're going to have one rim runner?
Yes,
okay.
They are going to, yes, yes. So whoever is the first one out is running as if they're going to try to get a layup, okay? And then we're going 25% speed, and I'll stop you when I stop you, okay? C'est bon? Here we go. Good, good. Good. Go, Eunice. All the way, Eunice. All the way, Eunice. Okay. Stop. Okay. So this is one where you're a rim runner. You're all the way to the rim, right? And when you're coming up the floor, you're probably thinking more about driving when you see a bunch of defenders back. They got one trail in the play, but so what we want to have happen is the ball stays here. You're going to run through all the way. You don't get it. Come on out here. And I think this is why what I wanted to try to show is that, T, if you run all the way to the corner, now the floor is wide open for you. Go back down. The floor is wide open for the ball. You have no eagles helping you out, or they're kind of spaced out kind of far, and you've got a lot of room to get into the paint and start to decide what you want to do. If Eunice had stopped right there, come on up here, Eunice. That allows coach to get back to him and get in his eagle, and everyone else is in their eagle, and all of a sudden there's a lot less driving opportunity for the ball. Like, we always want to keep the ball open for the point guard coming up the floor. Okay. So that was a little bit of intro into high number offense. I'm going to do a little bit more later on. I want to show a couple more transition drills where there's not high number situations. There's lower number situations. So, Coach, you're probably good to sit down now. Coach, you're probably good to sit down now. I need one volunteer to go play defense. All right. Go down there inside the white semicircle. Okay. I need, let's see. Give me Ishmael, Eunice, Tristan, Raphael right here. And the next three will be off. Okay. Now, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to flip the ball in the middle to Raphael, and you guys are going to move in a circle and flip the ball to each other as you go, okay? So just start moving in a circle, and flip the ball, pass it, pass it, pass it. Good. Now, when I call someone's name, you got that part of it? When I call someone's name, they have to give me a high five and get back on defense. So if I call Ishmael, walk through it, freeze, yeah. You're on defense, okay? Going that way. The other three players are on offense, going that way. Okay, we're gonna go live with this, okay? And you've got your teammate back there that's gonna buy you as much time as possible to get back. Tristan's got the ball, so he should be leading the break. Wings should be running wide, and Ishmael's busting his derriere to get back in the play. Sound good? Okay. Your job is to buy as much time for your teammate as possible, right? You're never leaving the rim. If they want to dribble up and shoot a three, you try to get the rebound, okay? All right, so you're never leaving the rim, and you're just trying to buy as much time for whoever your teammate is as possible. This one happens quick. I'm not necessarily going to call Ishmael's name, okay? So whoever his name I call has to give me 5 and get back on defense. Any questions? Here we go. Yep, start flipping it, flipping it. Raphael, go Ishmael, go Ishmael. Good, awesome, good. Who took the first shot? First shot? You're gonna stay on defense down there. Everyone else back here in the circle. Okay. We call this name call finishing because whoever's name I call has to slap, and then it's a 3-on-1 + 1 getting back the other way. Now, I'm still learning names. Pardon? Corinne? John. Marius? John. Greg? John. Okay. And one other in the circle up here. So the 3 that weren't in last time and one more. Go ahead.
Tama.
Sorry?
Tama.
Tama? Okay. Maria? Greg? Corinne?
Tama.
Tama. Okay. Circle around. Circle around. Flip the ball to each other. Flip the ball to each other. Greg! 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 It's all right. So you give me 5, and you're on defense. If I call your name. If I don't call your name, if I call Corinne, you're on offense. Okay? C'est bon? Here we go. Flip the ball, flip the ball. Good. Greg, go, go, go. Play defense, go play defense. Good, keep playing. Good, we'll just do one shot. We'll just do one shot. A couple really good things there. Corinne was listening the whole time. She had the ball here. It's a 3-on-2 scenario. She dribbles the ball up to here so that the ball's in the middle of the floor. Or she's well coached and she wasn't listening to me at all. That's possible too. But she got here, she got a commitment, and she made a dump off pass. Really, really good. Good job on the defense getting back. Who took the shot? Did you shoot, Tama? Yes? All right. Three new in, and we need one more. 3 new in, and we need one more. Here we go. Flip it around. Tristan. Go, Tristan. Go, Tristan. Not bad. Not bad, but what was a 3-on-1 really ended up being a 2-on-1, right? We had one runner here, one runner here, and one runner like right beside each other, right? So as much as possible, we want one in the middle and the 2 other wide. But you guys still created a good shot of it. Whoever took the shot, stay down there. Here we go, a couple more reps on this. Yep, you ready? Yep, come on in, Eunice. Yep, come on in, Corinne. Greg, here we go. Good, T. Flip it around, flip it around. Eunice. Oh, yeah. Oh, foul. Not bad. Drive to score. Turn him over, shifted him a little bit, going to your right hand, pretty good. Could have been a little bit wider. Yeah, like out wide this way instead of not as much, okay? You ready? Here we go.